Okay, well, it's the lucky 7th of December 2022, the penultimate sacred segment of this year. And we've got lots happening on this session. And Anna, I wanted to ask you, are you happy to go first on today's session?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, before we do that, I'm just going to talk a little bit about, you know how on every sacred segment I talk about a deity. Maybe not every one of them, but some of them. So today I was thinking about which deity to speak about, and Sophia came up, Pistis Sophia. Kehli, hello, and hello everybody that's joined us. So I'm talking about Sophia as in Pistis Sophia, from the Gnostics. They talked about her as the consort to Jehovah. In Greek, Pistis Sophia means wisdom of faith or wisdom faith. And I think, just from my own sort of inclinations, and if anybody has any thoughts on this, please chime in. I think it's about when we believe something, then it becomes the truth for us. But her attributes is that she can help create prosperity. She facilitates negotiations and helps you find your soulmate and helps you connect with your gifts and talents, and dispels prejudice and ignorance. In the Nag Hammadi texts, they talk about her. And I just wanted to just bring her into our awareness and kind of to invoke her so that the wisdom of the ages is with us all during this session. So let's all just breathe deeply into the core of our being and ask her to bless us all with her wisdom and with her strength and with her presence this evening, so that wisdom can enter into all of our hearts and into our communications, into all of our listening. The divine wisdom of ages may be with us this evening. Thank you all for being here. I'm really grateful to facilitate sacred segments, and I'm grateful to see you all. I'm just going to go around the group and ask you to share for like a minute or two, if that's okay, and to just say how you're doing within a minute or two. So I'm going to start with Bonnie.
Well, hello everybody. What are my thoughts? Is that the question? Okay. There's a lot of scrambled thoughts, and so I've been trying to calm down. So peace right now.
Beautiful. Actually, let's turn this into an intention. Yeah. So you intend peace.
Right now.
I intend healing for not only myself and this group, for everybody that couldn't be with us, that wanted to be this evening, and for the planet as a whole, of course, and whatever's going on that's forcing us to be off our beam, let us completely be on our beam this evening. Anna.
Hi, everybody. I'm Anna.
Yes.
Hi, Bonnie.
Yeah, which one?
Sorry, my apologies. Let's go to Anna Pavlakis first. Anna Stone.
Sorry, Anna.
I'm sorry. I should have been more specific.
Anna version 2.0. So I'm sorry, what is the question again? Our intentions?
Yes. just also, you know, if there's anything on your heart, just, you know, speak it if you want to share it.
Well, I'm feeling these days very grateful for how universe has been bringing me what I need in a very beautiful way, and I've been making all these wonderful connections with people, and so I'm very grateful for that connection, and my intention is to continue making these connections and expanding my my circle, my sphere, both in real life and in 3D reality and online, and to remain present, because I've been feeling like I need to remain very, very present, and also to find my other earring. That's my intention.
If any of us get any
this is my
insights, we'll share with you about where it is. Just when the group started, Anna found her ring that she had lost a few months ago, and I saw when she asked me, I saw it in a vision that she would find it, but I said it would be in a rose bush and that she needed to dig for it, but she found it in her boot. Thank you for that, Anna. Anna Stone.
Hi, hi everybody. So, sorry about that again, Anna. I apologize.
Not at all.
So my intention right now is just gaining more knowledge. I'm working on gathering sources for my thesis coming up, and on child trauma and psychic connections. And yeah, so I'm just looking to gain more knowledge, and through knowledge help heal other people.
That's a beautiful intention. Thank you. Michael.
Hi, what are my intentions? I suppose it could come under this banner of gratitude, really. My intention is to be grateful for what we have, and for everybody to be grateful for what we have, who we are, where we are, who we have in our life, our health and well-being. I think that's important as we come to the end of this turbulent year.
Gratitude is so key. Beautiful, thank you. Kehli, good to have you here. Hello.
Hello, darling. Oh, I knew you were going to choose me next. It's very, very sweet of you. Well, I really feel there is a theme here, and the theme is very much gratitude, because that's how I feel as well. The gratitude. Can you hear me well, or?
Yes.
The gratitude of really being in the moment and really sharing who I am, and really trying to be as conscious as possible, you know, of where I'm not integral, you know, where I'm not really living who I am. I feel that is for me the theme right now. Yes.
You're reminding me of that that saying that the present is called the present because it's a gift.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you. And thank you for joining us, Aldert. Aldert, is that how I say your name? Aldert?
It's Aldert.
Aldert.
Yes.
Great to see you.
Yes, you're welcome.
And thank you for the healing that you gave me earlier this week. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Any visions during it?
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. Happy to do it.
So please share your intention with us for this evening, or whatever's on your heart.
Yeah, I'm just wishing all of you the best, and yeah, thank you all for being here. And yeah, may love grow within each and every one of us, and yeah, that may expand to everyone.
What a gorgeous visualization. I love that. Thank you. Jasper, feel free to type if you want to. Of course, there's no obligation. Hello, Kitty, that's joined us as well. I saw a cat's tail passing.
A big cat called Mo.
Love animals. So feel free to share, Jasper. There's no obligation. Christiane, if you are here and you would also like to share, then please do. Otherwise, if you want to type, or feel free to pass if you want to as well. I'll just give you a couple of seconds to respond in case you want to.
Are you speaking to me, Alexis?
Yes.
Christiane.
How are you?
Hi, Alexis. How are you? Nice
I'm
to
well.
join you today. I just saw your email, and it just happened to fit with my timing, so I'm glad I was able to join. I would say I loved Aldert's such a beautiful blessing on all of us. So thank you for that. I would add to that. I would second that blessing, in fact, for all of us, that we experience more love and feel the grace of gratitude and the grace of abundance in all ways, in infinite ways in our lives.
That's really beautiful. Thank you so much. It reminds me of a vision that I used to have when I was maybe in my late teens and early 20s, where I would see a small spark within the center of my being, and I would imagine that being me. And it is me, really. It's us, right? Our divine spark. I think I was very conscious of that, whatever it was in its essence. And, we can grow that. And it's so beautiful, Aldert, that you said that. Thank you. And thank you, Christiane. Jasper, if you want to share, please feel free to type or unmute, whatever feels good for you. I'm going to also ask Chiron, who's with us as well. Good to have you here. Hey.
Thank you so much for having me. I would say that my intention is clarity. Clarity is a big thing on my mind all the time, making sure that I am receiving the information that serves me to be receiving, so that I can be in right action in the world towards fulfilling what I'm here to do. So my intention is definitely for continued clarity in my life.
That felt very powerful. Thank you for sharing that. It's good to see you. Giian Carlo, great to have you with us. And we are asking and talking about our intentions, and if there's anything on our heart that we would like to share just for a moment or two. Before I hand over to Anna, and at past, I will hand over to you for your main segment. How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, fine, thank you, Alexis, and thank you for the invitation. Thank you very much from the heart
Being here.
for this opportunity, and it's an honor to be here in this beautiful group of beautiful souls in this sacred circle. So thank you very much.
Thank you as well. Is there something that you would like to share as an intention?
Well, we're living in very confusing times, and society is what it is. It appears to be very complicated in its intricate nature. And of course, it always constantly throws at us its complicated nature, its malevolent nature upon us to try and knock us out of our true authentic power.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can say that in these times, we really need to be courageous. We have to take responsibility and be very totally truthful to ourselves, to tame that part of ourselves that is needed to be more assertive in life and to really bring out the staff of our inner power of clarity that brings clarity, not only for us, but for others as well. It's a long road, of course, but the most important thing is that stepping stone that starts from ourselves, and this is the most important thing, okay? And slowly, slowly, with patience and time, the world has its time to change, of course, okay? The universe already knows what it's doing. But of course, it's what change is the reflection of how we relate to ourselves at the end of the day, how we relate to ourselves. We are energy, we generate an electromagnetical field through which the divine executes itself into its manifestive power. And when we realize that it's all from us, then of course we become this beacon of mass changing in time. So yes, for me, what I can say that we have to learn to be a bit more patient and learn to be more, let's say, assertive, especially for what regards the adversity that society throws at us. You know, it's like a dying beast, okay? It's the old that is dying, and when a very mean and evil beast knows that its time has arrived, it becomes even meaner, of course. It tries to grasp on to everything that is possible, starting from ourselves. But, you know, once the soul is enlightened by the spirit, there's nothing that can stop that. So we should be patient, courageous, and everything will go for the best. I'm sure about that.
That felt very
The light
powerful.
always prevails. The light always prevails.
Beautiful. I had a really strong visualization of the Archangel Michael while you were talking. I was seeing, you know, like they show in the icon with his head, with his foot on the, actually a reptilian, and, you know, holding the sword. And I really feel his strength and power. And thank you for that share. I'm going to ask Morag. Welcome, Morag.
Hello there. How's everyone?
Hey. So we're just sharing our intention before I hand over to Anna, just for a minute or two.
My intention for the session.
Yes.
The intention of the session is just to hold space with each of you in spirit of love and kindness.
That's beautiful. I'm loving the pink as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Good to see you. Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to hand over to Anna for her segment. So thank you, everyone, for sharing. And go ahead, Anna.
Okay, I've got 10 minutes.
Yes.
So hi everyone. There are a lot of new faces here, so I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Anna Pavlakis. I am a shamanic healer and a spiritual coach, and I'm also a feng shui practitioner. And what I wanted to share with you guys today is a very, very mini version of a talk I gave yesterday, which was an hour-and-a-half talk. So I'm going to condense it into 10 minutes, where I was talking about shamanism in the 3 worlds and how they correspond to psychology. So some of you may know, or many of you may know, that a shaman is someone who, and by the way, I apologize if my internet is not great. I might freeze a couple times. A shaman is someone who walks between worlds, who navigates that space between worlds in order to facilitate healing for their clients. A shaman can slip in and out of ordinary reality and back into our ordinary reality in order to achieve healing for our clients. Oh, thank you, Christiane. I'm going to read that later. So the shaman navigates the 3 worlds. There's the upper world, there's the middle world, and there's the lower world. The upper world is the realm of the etheric, right? It's where we receive our highest knowledge from. It's the realm of the gods, the goddesses, the masters. It could be the angelic realm, although not in traditional shamanism, because they don't do angels and so on. But, you know, we could see it all as different energies. That's kind of how I often will explain it to people. It's the place of the most light. it's usually very bright and very multicolored. So when you're traveling in the upper realm, you might see like crystal cities and beautiful colors. I usually see a crystal city, and I often compare it to, if you've seen The Lord of the Rings, when they have the elven kingdoms, that kind of a landscape, that would be the landscape of the upper world. And that would be corresponding in psychology to the superconscious mind. Shamans, the wisdom of shamanism is so ancient, but these cultures were very aware of psychology and of the three minds. We have the superconscious mind, which is the upper world. Then when we have the middle world, that is our conscious mind, which is our ordinary reality. It's our daily life. It's where our physical bodies are, and it's where our waking consciousness is. If you're journeying through the middle world, it could be, one could say, journeying to find out where things are in physical reality, such as where my earring is, where my other earring is that has disappeared. It's when we can communicate with animals and nature and the elemental spirits and so on, communicating with the weather, connecting with the weather, because we can talk to the elements, right? That's all in the middle world. So it's kind of like parallel to the world that we live in, but it's the spiritual dimension, okay, of our regular 3D reality. And a shaman will go there to find lost objects, soul pieces, and so on. So, Christiane, I think I'm going to be checking out what you're saying. And it's, as I said, I think I said, it corresponds in psychology to our conscious mind, okay? Our conscious mind that enables us to just process what's going on, our waking mind, our conscious mind. And then we get to the lower world, which a lot of people are afraid of. A lot of people get very nervous and uncomfortable when we talk about the lower world. They sort of think it's like hell or something. It's not, because in shamanism, there isn't really good and evil. There is light and dark, but there isn't good and evil. It's not like heaven and hell. We're not going to say the upper world is heaven and the lower world is hell. But a lot of people feel very uncomfortable with the lower world, because when you journey there, it's not always pleasant. But it's not bad. It's not evil. It's just not always pleasant. So what you encounter there might be something that isn't particularly pleasant. Not necessarily, it's not always like that, but it can be like that. It's the land of the dead. And the landscape, when you journey there, is very earthy. So when I go into the lower world in a journey, I'll see like a cave, roots, and you access it usually through the earth in some way. I usually access it through the bottom of a tree, the base of a tree, and going down into the underworld, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, tumbling down the rabbit hole. I often get a similar visualization, going down a deep, 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 deep tunnel, deep, deep into the earth, and then arriving in some kind of a cavern with like rock walls or dirt walls. There might be crystals down there, but it's all like very earthy, very, very earthy. It could also be, I was talking to someone today, and he was describing
excuse me,
some journeying he had done where he saw, like, it was almost like molten lava, where I think he was like journeying into the earth's core, but that is also, the lower world. And it's the place where you might be faced with some kind of a test or a challenge or a fear that you have to confront. So this is the realm of the unconscious mind, okay? The things that lurk beneath the surface of us. And again, this is where we tend to get very, very uncomfortable. But it is through going to these places and confronting them and dealing with them that we actually can achieve very, very deep healing. Because ignoring that part of ourselves, ignoring our shadow, or ignoring the more unpleasant things is not going to truly heal us, right? To truly heal, we have to kind of be willing to go there, right? And it's not always comfortable.
just to play time cop. I'm sorry, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm almost done. We can go there to find soul pieces, power that we've lost, getting guidance from animal spirits. A lot of times the animal spirits will be down there, our totem animals will be there. Other kinds of nature spirits as well. And in shamanism, there's the concept of the world tree, which, I mean, you could also say it's the tree of life. And so the roots would be the lower world, the trunk is the middle world, and the branches are the upper world. So again, the superconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the unconscious mind. And a shaman goes up and down the tree, climbing the tree, up and down, navigating the tree. And it is through navigating the tree that this is where like all wisdom is it's the tree of wisdom, it's the tree of life, the world tree. It's the central axis of everything. And it's also where spirits pass through. Okay, so as we work with our spirits, the spirits are going up and down the tree as well. And yeah, so thinking it again in psychological terms, we've got the superconscious mind, right? Our connection to source, our connection to spirit, our conscious mind, our everyday 3D reality, and then the lower realms, our subconscious or unconscious mind, unconscious rather than subconscious, and facing our fears there. So yeah, just a very brief introduction to that concept. I was able to actually reduce this to 10 minutes, my 90-minute talk. So if anyone's interested in learning more or anything, please contact me. I'll put my email in the description in the chat box. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry, it was short and sweet.
Thank you, Anna. I'm sorry I'm having to be time cop this evening because there are a lot of people sharing. You managed to condense that to even 8 minutes. And you can find out more about Anna's work on integrated soul healing, right? Is that .com? Integrated soul healing, just integrated soul healing.
Yeah, it's not .com, but if you Google integrated soul healing, I have two. I'm working on another website. I'll put my information
Great.
there.
Thank you so much. Really interesting. So talking of shamanic work, I'm going to now hand over to Giian Carlo. I'm going to ask you before you start, if you could keep your share to approximately 20 minutes, then I will give you 2 minutes heads up when 2 minutes is done. Thank you. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Good, we can hear you. So,
okay.
Good.
It's a pleasure to know each one of you again. And I much liked the talk of Anna describing the 3 realms and the world tree Yggdrasil, because part of my shamanism is northern animism as well. So I do believe in the Asgard, the Midgard, and the Hela, of course, which isn't really Hela, but it is a state of consciousness that we're invited to dwell into if we want to truly discover our authentic power of healing and elevating our consciousness into our authentic state of being, of course. Anyway, I'll introduce myself. My name is Giian Carlo Zazzeri. And for what regards my experience as a shaman, my uncle was a shaman. He used to live on the island of Mauritius. His name was Joel, and he initiated me at the age of 13. I had a very, very tremendous infection on my kneecap, and the doctors couldn't figure it out. I was on holiday there. And some members of the family decided to take me to this very strange, particular person that lives isolated in a camper van in the middle of nowhere, full of ascended masters, sacred geometry, and all sorts of symbols everywhere. And he just put a leaf on my kneecap, and he started to do some sacred geometrical figures on the knee, and a little prayer, and the knee just deflated and the infection just went away. And I realized that he initiated me as well, because since my childhood I had certain gifts, multi-dimensional vision, let's call it this way, where I used to see different multiple realities intersecting and overlaying themselves and mixing up together. And it was quite a confusing childhood. And of course, growing up, I learned to master this capability, and now I've got the on and off switch, let's say, in my subconscious mind. So when I want to see, I see. If I don't want to see, I don't see. But since my childhood, it was quite a disturbing gift, of course, because, you know, you see spirits or interdimensional beings just popping out from nowhere. No one can see them, but I can clearly see them and interact with them as if I'm talking to a normal person, for an example. Okay. Or even towering buildings that go way over the clouds, just appearing from nowhere in the middle of a landscape, or many other things, because of course we are not alone. The universe, the sky, the ground, wherever we are indeed living in a very trafficked situation, okay, in good ways and in bad ways, of course, okay. But all I can say that it's all the reflection of the various vibrational frequencies of our consciousness, okay. It all depends upon how we are on vibrational level, because we are the portal that then has access to certain dimensional layers of our reality, that then grants us a certain interaction even without knowing it, okay, in a good way and in a less positive way, of course. And what can I say? One of my main spinal cords, let's say, the backbone of my shamanic work is even sound. I'm a music therapist. I compose music as well, and I channel music, and I channel the chants from the various realms. And I like to use a lot of sound in my modalities. Of course, here on Zoom, it's very difficult to share this type of approach because the sound quality isn't really so good. And beyond this, I very much operate on, let's say, energetic vibrational level. And throughout my years of experience, I've developed a modality, a very particular modality, which I have to admit, which I have to admit is a very courageous step to bring forward, because, you know, when you develop your own personal approach and you have to bring it forward, especially in the holistic world, you know, you have to slowly learn to gain the trust of people as well, because there are so many modalities out there, so known, and of course, who doesn't really understand the deep underlying nature of the holistic reality, which is practically a shamanic reality, okay, obviously feels more attracted to go towards modalities that they hear everywhere, of course. But I decided to develop this modality, which is, of course, the reflection of my personal experience. And it invites people even to understand how it's important to value their own personal experience, and through their own personal experience, learn to understand what is their personal perspective of what spirituality and what, let's say, the divine is all about, okay? Because it's a huge, incomprehensible paradox for the human mind. And this is the beauty, because it then invites us to have our own opinion on it, our own personal opinion. And of course, this isn't religion, it's animism, it's spirituality, it's paganism, okay? Where you are invited to be a free thinker on what the divine is all about, and to have your own personal perspective that then creates your own approach and lifestyle, which reflects who you truly are. And this is what I like to invite many people who encounter in the holistic environment to do as well, okay? Because every soul vibrates on a certain frequency, and we have to discover this frequency, attune ourselves to this personal frequency of ours, and then it becomes our own personal way to communicate with the divine. Anyway, throughout my years of experience in this concept, I developed a modality called transcendental quantum reiki, okay, TQR. And why the word reiki? Well, there's a story behind all of this, okay, and I'm going to share it further down the track. But we have to understand that this modality has been sent through me and through a very particular guide of mine, which is the Archangel Metatron, okay, as shamans, okay. We also do work with angels, but I like to call this guide the Archangel Metatron, okay? And an ascended master, which is very close to me, called the Count of Saint Germain. I've had these two spiritual guides with me since my childhood. And the vibrational frequency as well recalls a certain galactic species, a certain advanced galactic race, which is also called the Arcturians, okay? So I have these three specific, let's say, vibrational entities that have been guiding me since my childhood. The Arcturians, they operate on the frequency of the Archangel Metatron because they are the custodians of the ultraviolet flame, the Archangel Metatron and the Count of Saint Germain, okay? We usually call the ultraviolet flame the violet flame, but I've always known that it was the ultraviolet flame. Violet to make things easier. But when we're talking about ultraviolet, it is an invisible light, of course, okay? It is an invisible light, and it's not really definable. But it is the reflection of what light is meant to be, okay? Because when we talk about the divine light, we always imagine in our minds a bright white light, because of course our mind has to elaborate the concept of what light is all about, because we're used to elaborating the concept of light, looking at the light of a candle, for an example, because this is how we perceive it with our naked eyes, okay? And when we close our eyes, we still try to imagine this light as if that we are seeing it with our naked eyes. But what is the divine light really all about? It's far beyond our senses. Our naked eye cannot elaborate it. It's far beyond, okay? But of course, we have to make things easy for our human reality. Anyway, this modality has come out called Transcendental Quantum Reiki, which is the alchemical quantum code to reawaken the consciousness of humanity. This modality has come out 5 years ago, but something has started to shift within me on the level of knowledge that arrives from the divine, especially from the Arcturians, since the year 2012, 21st of December, which of course is a passage, okay, that, let's say, represents the beginning of a new evolutive era for the human race and all the animals and all the living creatures on Mother Earth. And slowly and gradually, and even in an accelerated way, we are shifting towards this era, of course. And of course, metaphorically saying the old ways, the old society, the old frequency of Mother Earth, which is the beast, is, let's say, quite pissed off. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay, and it's trying to do everything to make our lives a misery. Okay. But it's part of the alchemical process because it's needed as well, because it is the times of revelation. When we're talking about the light of the Archangel Metatron, we're talking about the light of revelation, okay? It is the energy frequency of revelation. Now, what's going on is that since that momentum, we are practically aligned with the center of the galaxy, okay? And the center of the galaxy, according to science, is a huge, ginormous, gargantuan black hole, okay? They don't have much fantasy, these scientists, okay? They always like to see things on a rational perspective, and they can't find a very they can't find an explanation to what the mystery of a black hole is all about. So they just call it a black hole, a singularity, okay? But in reality, we are talking about a grand divine portal of multi-dimensional nature, of infinite possibilities that constantly, through the phenomenon of gravity waves, like concentrical energy that are pulsing throughout the galactic plane from this portal, is investing our solar system. The sun is aligned with this constant concentrical waves of gravitational pulses, okay, and this is quantum gravity, to which energy frequencies from other dimensions convey, okay? Now, this type of energy is conveying the energy which is the responsible of cosmic evolution, of the changes. And this is the energy of the Archangel Metatron, okay? The Archangel Metatron is the supervisor of cosmic evolution, but cosmic evolution means shredding away all what is illusion, to be ready to do the jump. And this is the hardest part, okay? Because now in this period where the world seems to have gone so crazy, it's the reflection of us facing our abyss and having the courage to let the abyss stare back at us, okay? And this is what this energy, this Metatronic energy is doing. And it is indeed a very profound and powerful process of cleansing, okay? And we really, really have to understand what it means to stay in our power, okay? Because it's like, let's say, navigating with an old Viking boat in a stormy northern sea at the moment, okay? We have left an old land and now we're in the middle of a stormy sea. But the boat is the boat of our faith, of our belief. And it is a trial of self-belief what's going on, okay? And of course, that boat is unsinkable because it is a trial of self-belief. No matter what the storm tries to do, it is unsinkable, okay? But then a new land will arrive. This passage will last, I believe, for another 30 or 50 years, but we are going towards an era called the crystalline era, okay? And when we see the Arcturians, they are the reflections of our future selves. This is what it's all about, okay? They operate on the 6th dimension. I've been encountering them for many times. I used to live in an isolated place in the north of Italy on top of a hill. And each time that I used to take my dog for a walk on the other side of the hill, it was around 11 o'clock in the night or midnight. I used to even wake up even at 3 o'clock, feel the calling. I always used to go there. And they were there with their huge crystal spaceship towering over the forest. These huge, lean, tall beings, so beautiful, so elegant. You can't even imagine the beauty of their movements. Like, not even the best classical dancer can execute such elegant movements. The way they walk, the way they move, it is really out of this dimensional reality, okay? And, you know, they are so beautiful, crystalline looking beings. And it's as if that you can see all the universe and all the colors of the cosmos pulsating and moving in their very lean and beautiful bodies, okay? They have no eyes, no mouth, no nose, because these beings don't breathe, they don't eat. It's another type of reality. So what do? They absorb energy from the cosmos, they transform it, and they irradiate energy from the cosmos all around, okay? And their means of communication is mainly through sacred geometry, very complex forms of sacred geometry that the mind cannot understand. If you think about the telepathical form of communication of these beings, in just one tiny fraction of a second, they have already transmitted the whole entire story of the galaxy. Okay, this is the information that goes in between them. In a normal conversation, a fraction of a second, a whole entire history of a galaxy has passed by. So, you know, when they communicate with us, they have to communicate with us in a very, very simple, delicate way, because all this information at one go, a human being will never ever be able to sustain it, okay? It will just incinerate our brain. So it's the type of communication is from third eye to third eye. One of them just come forward, they tower over you, and rapid succession of sacred geometry starts to arrive from third eye to third eye. Boom, 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 boom. Don't try to understand what it's all about, because you will never understand what it's all about on the spot. And then the communication ends and it's time to go back home, okay? And they go back to where they came from. The more you think, the more the process of elaborating the message that you have received is, you're blocking it, you're making it more complicated. So you have to forget about it. Don't think, what is this all about?
2 minutes plus questions.
Yes,
2 minutes
okay.
left plus questions.
Anyway, from this means of communication, transcendental quantum Reiki came out, okay? And it is a knowledge that comes from the times of Atlantis. And it is a reawakening modality that is bringing us back, okay, to that momentum where we were like in the times of Atlantis. We had a very particular part of ourselves activated, which is now activating again, called the chakra of revelations. I like to call it the chakra of revelations, the mystery chakra, okay, which is in between the throat and the lower heart. It's right in the center of our thymus, aligned along the spinal cord. And this area and this energy center is the divine temple of our spirit, is the divine temple that grants us direct access to source, to the oneness, to divine singularity. And it is also known to be the Merkaba. Many people have many concepts about the Merkaba, but the mystery of the Merkaba is revealing itself again, okay? And it is the multidimensional nature of the soul which is reawakening again. And this is the mystery of transcendental quantum Reiki, to reawaken that part of ourselves, to transform us into powerful portals of direct communication with, let's say, the source, the supreme energy in its fatherly and motherly nature, which I like to call divine singularity. Okay. Okay, Alexis, you said that I should give space to questions. Okay.
Thank you.
When I start, I can't. When I start,
No,
I just go on.
I realise that you're just at the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more. And please know that you are always welcome to come back and share more, both in a longer segment and shorter segments. Please, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. Bonnie.
I do. Is it Juan?
Giancarlo.
Oh, Juan Carlos.
Would
you please put your email address in, or how we can contact you?
Yes, I will write it here if it's okay for Alexis.
Okay, it's
please
in the participation. I can't say that either. Participating bar. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
.com. And you can find me on Facebook as well.
Yes.
Carlo.
And do you have a website? Can you put that in the chat as well, please?
Yes, I've got a website that is work in progress again, because I had an old website I had to pull down.
Sure. Facebook is great.
And I still have to officialize it, and it's shamanic, the Tree of Life Shamanic Healing. Wait a minute.
Great, thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Healing.
I just want to say that was amazing. I could listen to you for hours. Thank you so much. That was just really, really beautiful.
You answered some really profound questions for me, particularly about the eye-to-eye communication, because I've experienced that with 9 entities that visited me, and also the Merkaba, which has been appearing in my life, and I've understood its significance and its sacred geometry, but you've added a spotlight of deeper understanding. So thank you so much for that. And as you say, it's difficult to understand in normal terms, and it's something that just keeps unfolding. So thank you, and I hope that you'll stay with us. And if anybody else has questions, feel free to type them. Really appreciate your presence this evening. Because of time, I'm going to move on, and know that you're always welcome to come back and share more, and we really hope that you do. Thank you.
Okay, well, it's an honor being here. And I just wanted to say to Anna that it means a lot to hear words like this towards me from a person like her. So it means a lot to me as well. So thank you very much.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna now ask Bonnie. I mean, we are no strangers to ETs, right, in this group. And there are many ET experiences, including Bonnie, and I know Kehli, myself, and Anna. I don't know about other people, but Bonnie, I'm going to have to shorten the shares for everyone to 7 minutes. So please, what's your herb for today?
Okay, remember we were going to do gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And so
that's
today
next.
The 21st would be all three of them.
Oh, right.
Today, today is myrrh, and I was going to choose gold, but I couldn't find the information.
I've been using it, all week.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, my part is very short because myrrh is it's grown in similar circumstances as frankincense. And so we know that those were the gifts from the 3 astrologers to the Christ child. And so my thought was there's something deeper than that, than just gifts of the common meaning that myrrh was an embalming fluid. And yes, they did use it as an embalming fluid. But in today's time, now it's not proven, but I found an article that they believe that myrrh might help prevent COVID. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Prevent what?
Prevent COVID. It's not
COVID.
Absolutely. It's not absolutely proven. I found a couple of articles on it. One said no, and the other 2 said yes. So we'll watch it and see if they come up with anything else. It's Alexis, I've never taken myrrh, so it's a resin. And so how are you, is it in a bag or?
No, I've got it in a liquid, and I've got I've got it as, the highest grade possible. It's high quality. And I'm putting it on my face, actually, and on my body. And I'm mixing it with frankincense. It's incredible, really incredible. And I'm putting it on my hands. You can put it on the soles of your feet, and that's a good way of getting it in your bloodstream. But I love it. And gargling with it really heals. It really heals any kind of like sores or anything like that you have, any dry, anything. Because I had a mouth ulcer, and I swear it left me.
It's gone?
It's gone in 2 uses.
Right. Awesome. And and here's my little picture that I've done, and it's a mess. Don't judge it yet.
Oh wow, that's so cosmic.
It's coming, and it had actually one. I cannot say that. I'm sorry.
Giian
Carlo. Sorry. I actually there's a saucer in here, and it might be Arcturian. It could be. Wow. So that's the Starry Sky, and I started drawing it before you started presenting. So it's a starry night. We're in the grasses watching the starry night.
Ooh,
okay.
That corresponds with the 3 worlds, Anna.
Yeah. It does. It really does.
It's beautiful.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Myrrh. Incredible.
Myrrh.
I'm still discovering its uses. And just quickly, regarding COVID, not only myrrh, but it was introduced to me by a nutritionist that I was working with, star anise. Star anise wipes out COVID. And you can make capsules. You can make capsules of star anise powder, put it in a capsule, or drink the star anise tea. It's a Chinese immune booster that's been used for, I mean, you know it, star anise.
I have some here, some fresh, not fresh, but dried. So I'll
Perfect.
try that
Some
out.
in some hot water and just sip away with cinnamon and cloves and all the good stuff.
Herbs, wonderful.
Amazing. Earth is so
They
incredible. Thank
They
you
are.
so much, Bonnie.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
I'm going to now ask Aldert to do a healing segment for us and share his healing modality. Go ahead.
Okay. So this healing modality is called the Myrrh exercise. So the way it works, it's like, for instance, what you could do is you can visualize yourself like outside of yourself. And first I'm going to explain it, and then I'm going to demonstrate it with one of you. So you can visualize another you outside of you. And it can be like with any negative emotion that you have, like anything, oh, that feels bad. This you can then visualize another copy of you outside of you. And then you visualize yourself with that feeling, with that emotion. And then if you see yourself and you have yourself with that specific emotion, then I'm gonna take the example of insecurity. What we then would do is like you send yourself a feeling of like a lot of compassion to, for instance, where this insecurity feels bad. Then you can send yourself the feeling that like, I believe in you, you're strong, you're strong, you're strong. And like this feeling of like how you feel when you're strong, or this feeling of like, I believe in you, that's where you send the feeling then to. And then if you feel lighter, you feel better, that means that the healing is working. And always as you send these feelings towards yourself, keep sending it as long as you feel like you need it in that place. So that is the healing modality. And this works with any feeling that you feel negative in, or like, for instance, let's say, oh, this person, if I think about this person and that upsets me, what you then would do is you focus on this upset, and then you keep sending yourself the love. Maybe you need a hug in that place, or any of those things. Is there anyone willing to work with me? You can put up your hand and I can see you, and then I can work together with you. Let me see.
Kehli and Anna.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to work with you, Anna. That's good. You can unmute yourself. Okay. Is there any negative emotion you're currently experiencing, which you would like to work on?
While I'm feeling in general very good these days, I would say there's some fear / anxiety about the future.
Okay. What I would then ask you to do is you can close your eyes. You try to see another Anna outside of you with this fear and anxiety about the future. Okay, then you can send her these feelings of like, I believe in you, you can do it, you're strong. I'll always be here for you. Okay. How is she feeling now in that place?
I'm feeling a shift.
Okay. That's a good thing. And like, like in this place where you said like, okay, I fear the future. How is she feeling now?
She's smiling.
Oh, she's smiling. She's smiling. She's smiling. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess in a way we healed through it. Yeah. To go deeper, then I would, for instance, ask like, hey, okay, what? How could it even be better? Yeah. What? Like, do you feel there's anything in that place, like how it could even be better?
Like she's smiling, but like a little bit timidly, like
Timidly.
like a little nervous. Yeah, like a little bit. Like she's smiling, like, oh, okay, like you believe in me, you think I can do it. Oh, okay, but she's not 100% convinced. You know, she's happy, like she feels good that you know, I believe in her, but she doesn't 100% believe in herself yet.
Okay. What makes it that she's not convinced in that place? What do you feel?
I don't know. There's something very childlike about it. This has something to do with childhood. I'm feeling that it's like me, but younger. This is, I feel like it's related to childhood. It's being told something, or not believing in myself as a child, or not being told that by adults.
Okay. What you then could do is like you connect to your inner child in that place, and then send there the feelings like, okay, I'm here for you, and empower yourself, and you know, like the feeling like I take care of you and save you.
Okay. Yeah, there's a shift.
Okay.
It's 1 minute.
Yeah, I guess we can keep it at this for now, but yeah, this is a short demonstration.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Short but powerful. Thank you.
If you would like to write your email in the chat, perhaps Kehli and anyone else that wants to do some healing work with you can contact you, or you can contact them, or Kehli, if you want to put your email, then perhaps you could do the further healing work together. Thank you so much, Aldert, for sharing that beautiful mirror exercise, right? It's like we do in the Louise Hay work, but a step deeper. So beautiful. Thank you so much. With that, I'm going to now ask Anna Stone to share on something that actually was shared by Chiron. Hecate. Chiron, you mentioned Hecate to me, and then a week later, Anna Stone mentioned Hecate to me. So it was like twice. And there's another experience I'll tell you about later. Over to you, Anna Stone.
That's awesome. Yes. So I don't know, just I guess like going through your day, like through life, it's always good to have like your invisible friends, right? You know, the powers that we invoke are the personification of all of the things that we hope we can be or are. So for me, that's Hecate or Hecate, however you want to say it, either's correct. So I just wanted to just share a little bit about her energy and like where she stems from. So she's actually probably before ancient Greece, but that's where we know from, you know, the myth says they just found a temple of hers in Turkey that predates that though. So they just uncovered that last summer, which is pretty awesome. So Hecate is the goddess of witchcraft and of a lot of things actually. So she's a liminal figure. She straddles the world between like living and dead in the underworld. She's associated with in between or liminal states, right? So if you're somebody that has, moments of being able to see other dimensional beings or, ghosts, then she's probably your lady. So she's the goddess of magic, witchcraft, the night, lights, ghosts, necromancy, and the moon, and death. She is also the protector of the entryways into this realm as well. She's also not someone to be invoked lightly. If you're just playing around, you want to have the utmost respect for her, and not ask her to do silly things like a lot of these, people do these days. She is the child of Perseus and Asteria, and she was able to remain in control even though Zeus reigned over the Titans, right? So she's way back, but like even before that, we think that and then she's also been combined with Artemis a lot, or Selene. There's a lot of this. Basically it's an energy, right? You can call it whatever you like. But she is the protector of children, of immigrants, of animals, of all of the things that need protecting, basically. So if you have inner child work that you need to do, if you have trauma in your life, if you have struggles with anxiety, depression, anything like this, Hecate is a great force to call upon to like get some strength from. So I mean, for me, she's always been with me since I was little, and I knew it. And so she's also represented by the three-faced figure. If you've seen it in ancient Greek mythology, there's the woman with the two torches. The torches are her lighting the way for to go into the underworld to retrieve Persephone when she was abducted by Hades. So that's to light the way in the night, in the darkness, right? And then she has the keys, like she has the keeper of keys. So she has the keys to all of the knowledge and to the underworld that, that you can ever need. So yeah, so I just wanted to, and her night is November 30th or the 18th. There's like two different ones. Some people say it's the 30th, some say it's the 19th of November. I'm not sure why there's two dates, but that's the two that I could come up with in all my research, which has been over years. So yeah, this is what, she's Greek, but she's everything. I think she's far before that. And it's an embodiment if you guys need a helping hand and you're not messing around, and being silly, then Hecate is somebody that you could, or an energy rather, that you could definitely pull from. So yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about you and your work, please.
All right. So I help people with shadow work. And
she's amazing because I had a session with her. She's incredible. I can't speak highly enough about her.
Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Well, it became apparent that I needed to do that after my near-death event that I had a while back. When I realized that the reason my life was out of control was because of all of the stuff from before that I was just ignoring and pushing under the rug. So started to do that work, and then people started coming to me for advice, and it just became a thing. So now I'm getting my doctorate in psychology, or transpersonal psychology, through two different universities. Actually, I'm in right now, concurrently enrolled. And I'm also studying shamanic work, and I'm just doing a lot of stuff, but researching on trauma and how it opens us up to psychic ability, and how it's kind of a trade. I'm not sure if it's a fair trade, but it seems to be very prevalent in people with trauma that they have psychic ability. So I use what I've got from the stuff I went through to help other people overcome the stuff that they've gone through as well. That's what I've been doing. And yeah, and so that's it.
Beautiful. Please share your contact email in case anybody would like to work with you in the chat. And Bonnie, thank you so much for introducing Anna to us. And I just wanted to say, Chiron, I'm going to call on you next. If you're okay to do that, and then I'm going to call on Kehli to speak about animal communication, not Anna communication. And then Michael, who will close the session for us. I just quickly want to say, in the 1 minute that I've got today, I was listening to a podcast on Odin, and they talked about Odin on the podcast as whenever you work with the runes, which I do, then it's Odin calling you to do that. And I've been working with the runes for years, and that he will show you his symbol very, very quickly when you call on him, which is a hawk or one of the birds. Anyway, I finished listening to this podcast. I went onto Facebook, and the very first picture that I saw was 3 hawk tattoos. So I just, you can't write it, but synchronicity, as we know, is real. And these signs from these invisible beings that live in the other realms are always there when we look for them. Anna Stone, thank you for that share. Beautiful. So, Chiron, are you there? Are you with us?
I am, yes.
Great. Okay. Please introduce yourself and tell us about Haitian Voudou as well.
Well, thank you so much for having me. My name is Chiron Arrmand. I am a spirit-initiated shaman and who has a number of traditions and cosmologies that are very close to me and that I've been initiated in. As a shaman, my pantheons are both Greek, the Hellenic pantheon, and sort of the Norse Anglo-Saxon. But I'm especially known for my work involving the New World, involving these various beautiful traditions we have in the Americas. Hoodoo folk magic out of the American South. I'm currently living in Brazil because I came here to study another tradition that's very close to my heart, known as Kimbanda. And what I'll be talking to you today about is Haitian Voudou. I was initiated into Haitian Voudou in Haiti in 2016. Haitian Voudou is obviously a very, the words alone, Haitian Voudou, what does that even mean? Dolls. Density. It's actually so fascinating to be initiated into a tradition that is so maligned and misunderstood around the world. And talk about shadow projection. Shadow projection is when you take your stuff that you refuse to own and you say, no, it's you. If there's any tradition on the face of the earth that has been the target of the world's shadow projection, it is truly Haitian Voudou. Haitian Voudou is such an absolutely beautiful tradition. All of my traditions are very close to my heart for different reasons. There is something of home in Haitian Voudou in my entire being that's hard to speak to. But just a quick background here, we have a French colonized half of the island of Hispaniola, and we have enslaved both indigenous persons and African persons on this half of the island, and they rise up and rebel, and they actually cause there were rebellions happening all throughout the Western Hemisphere during the time of enslavement. This was the only one that won. And said that they won in part because before the rebellion, a sacrifice was made to one of the most popular spirits in the tradition known as Danto. So there's something there about the tradition's relation to liberation and revolution, revolutionizing our lives and coming home. Cosmology is very important to me. I believe that we have all these beautiful healing practices and technologies, but just as we ourselves tend to be very migrant in our lives, sometimes our practices lose their own sense of home. Voodoo is literally a miracle tradition, because what Voodoo did is you have these persons from all throughout Western and Central Africa who were able to, all 21 different tribes, it said, sit together and bring all of their tribal information into a new cohesive system that would serve them and their descendants, and I'm seeing serving the world. Haitian Voodoo is a concise, beautiful, healthy cosmology that really does serve life and serve the world. And I'm here to talk a bit about what Haitian Voodoo looks like at this time of year. So most people don't know Haitian Voodoo is actually a monotheist tradition. Sure, there's a lot of spirits known as popularly as Loa. You've probably heard of some of them. They enter popular culture. Papa Legba, Baron Semeti, Urzuli, these very seductive words and names. But just like the Christian colonizing tradition that happened in Haiti, these spirits, the people took on Catholicism and said, sure, why not? That's something that you generally find in the animistic traditions all around the world that had Christianity forced onto them, whereas Christianity goes, no, whether we're, talking about, whether we're talking about an ancient goddess in Italy who then becomes a Mary because she just says, fine, call it what you want, just give me my bread, or we're talking about these African Secretive traditions. They kind of just said, Christianity, this is fine, whatever. Hold up a cross. Sure, I'll be Saint Sebastian. Sure, whatever. Oshun, great question. Someone asked in the chat, is Oshun one of the goddesses? So Oshun is actually coming out of the Yoruba tradition that you find in Cuba. We do have Yoruba tradition in Haitian Voodoo in what's known as the Nago Nation. Voodoo is separated by Rada, which is the cooler African spirits, the Nago Nation, which is where we maintain the Yoruba tribe and their mysteries, and the Petro Nation, which are the hotter spirits, generally known for the bric-a-brac that the world is always screaming about when they look at Haiti. And then, of course, the beloved Gede, these sort of skull-faced, pepper-eating and drinking, very raucous spirits.
That's 2 minutes.
Sorry?
2 minutes left.
Perfect. At this time of year, because Voodoo is actually Catholic and makes great use of Catholic magic and imagery, it is a very important time of year. But rather than it being a wintry idea, this time of year is considered to be a very hot time. It's a hot time because we're entering the new year. It's a hot magical time. So you will often find that peristyles or temples are closed between December 25th and January 6th, Three Kings Day. You're not going to find persons so much doing spirit work and magic with the Loa, but you will find them doing cleansing baths and luck baths. One kind of luck bath that you can do is if you can get your hands on a bottle of Florida water. Florida water is very common and commonly found in bodegas and small shops. You would mix this with about 1 liter of cow's milk or goat's milk. Half a bottle of Florida water, cow's milk or goat's milk, mix this together, make sacred space in whatever way that you prefer. In Voodoo, we call God Bon Dieu, good God. Call on Creator, God, whoever source is to you. Ask your helping spirits to bless this bath and make it strong for luck in the new year. Pour it over yourself in the shower. Yes, you will have some milkiness on you and a bit of perfume, but that's okay because you're going to dress in white or light-colored clothing. Go to bed with a white candle lit near your bed, just like on top of a dresser or something. In the morning, you shower. So you've allowed that luck to seep in your body all throughout the night. And this is a kind of bath you can take one time or 3 nights in a row. And the perfect time would be somewhere between December 25th and January 6th.
Great. Thank you so much. Is there a vegan version?
Actually, because of the fat of the land, it would be suggested that you try to use that you would try to use cow or goat's milk.
Oh, maybe coconut milk. You almost said it. Yeah.
Coconuts, they have their own mystery.
Say that again?
And coconuts have their own mysteries too, so I would go for it.
Yeah, cool. I love Florida water. I get very excited by it. Thank you so much for that. Awesome. So Chiron's going to be the main guest in the new year, and also you're welcome to come back and talk to us more on any session that you want. Thank you for sharing that very informative information. Great to have you with us. So DJ, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're well. So I'm now going to go over to Kehli and ask you to introduce yourself and animal communication. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. It's so lovely to connect with you all and see that how everyone has taken a piece that is in a way connecting to what I'd like to share. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to one of my teachers in animal communication. I don't know if you can see him. I don't know, otherwise I'll go back. Can you see him?
Oh,
that's Perry. That's one of the animals that are here around. I live in Sicily, and I used to live in London, and that's how I knew Alexis. And coming from a kind of a more the background as a holistic therapist, a color therapist and healer, I came to live here and was in a way thrown in the countryside with animals, with nature, with plants and trees, and I kind of, it opened up something very, very precious and beautiful, and that is the connection with animals, but not only animals, of course, you know, because you can connect as well to trees and plants and flowers. And this connection really has blossomed to in a way feel how animals have their space in our lives. And I actually saw that very much during COVID time. I'm sure you might have heard as well how many people got more pets during that time. I don't know if it was because they had an excuse to walk their dog and go out, or if it was because actually animals really speak to our soul, to our feelings. We can connect to them. We can feel really deeply met by them. And so there is this amazing connection, relationship with them and bond, which in a way also can affect them the way we are, and, you know, and vice versa, of course. So, you know, my work is very much about connecting, translating the way the messages of the animals to their owners and vice versa, and bringing a kind of more conscious relationship between them, and healing certain patterns that that are there. Maybe you think it's with the pet, but actually I found out that often it's to do with the owner, and how it kind of then mirrors back in them. So by bringing healing into as well the owner, it will affect the pet in a beautiful way. So that's something that I've come across, you know, my work in a way brought the two worlds together, you know, as a therapist before, and then this love, you know, for animals and nature. What is animal communication? Well, I explained it before a little bit, but it's, you know, it is a way to speak a universal language, and that universal language is really connected in the heart, you know, through the love that we have. That is the bridge. And, you know, you won't need to use a kind of a language program or something, you know, to translate, but you will use yourself to link in to the pet. And yeah, so it's actually very, very beautiful. And I'm sure you have had yourself some kind of telepathic exchanges with people that you love, that you feel very close to, where you kind of think of it. I've had that often with you, Alexis, because we've known each other for many, many years, I think.
Yes, that's 2 minutes, by the way.
So anyway, and you'll know that suddenly you connect with you think of someone, and suddenly the phone rings and it's them. So that's what telepathy is in a way. So I'm going to be talking a bit more and a bit more in a practical way as well. And I'm so grateful to you, Alexis, for inviting me again on the 21st. And, you know, I'll be very happy to, you know, share more.
Kehli will be the main guest on the next sacred segment on the 21st. So please bring your photographs of whoever that you want to connect with, or your pet if you have one, right? What? Anything else?
No, just you know, so if you have a question and you know, and a photograph where you can see the eyes of the pet, you know, that you can share maybe on the screen, that would be really lovely. And what else did I want to say? I wanted to say something to Anna Stone that if you haven't got a cat, you must have a cat, because that's very important for you. I just was getting that while you were talking. You have very much a feline kind of energy around you.
I'm a Leo. I'm a triple Leo, so that makes sense.
Okay. Right.
Well,
Goddess Bastet is that what kind of surrounds you? So
I have a Bastet statue behind me. Actually, yeah, you can't see it, but
can't see her now.
over here.
That's what I was getting. That's
awesome. Thank you.
Confirmed to you, basically.
Well, I've got to tell you that on the last session, I saw a spirit cat with Anna Stone, and I mentioned it at the end after I saw it. Some time had gone by, and then she confirmed that she's seen it too. So maybe you need to get an actual one to keep it company.
I had cats, but you know, they've died, so that just makes me sad. I don't like that part of it. So you know, that's why I don't have one now. But maybe in the future, when my daughter's a little more responsible, can help. Maybe I'll do it.
What is it that you don't like? I didn't hear that.
But when they die, because I had the last ones for a long time, and then it's just sad, and I don't know. That was recent too, so I need a little buffer time, I guess, maybe.
Well, now I understand what I'm getting. The cat energy is very much, because even if an animal has passed away, so by all means you can bring a picture of as well a cat that has passed away.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kehli, and we look forward to your being on Sacred Segments next time in 2 weeks. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to ask Michael now to share with us. We're going to go a little bit over time, which hopefully that's okay with everyone. If you need to leave, then that's understood.
Well, I can shorten it. I can just read a poem if you like, or do it.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead. You have 7 minutes.
7 minutes, right. Well, okay. Well, my brain is sort of full with so much stuff. It's been a fascinating evening, it really has. My name's Michael Keegan. I'm a retired Irish gentleman with a London accent. I live in Wicklow in Ireland, between the Irish Sea and the Wicklow Mountains. I'm, as I say, retired now. I'm 66. I'm a forest therapy guide and a coach. I am a solution-focused coach and a transactional analyst. And I use delve a little bit of NLP as well. What I thought we'd do is just do a little bit of mindfulness, just some breathing. So, and then I'll read you a poem when we're in a sort of a relaxed state to sort of finish with. So if you could just get yourself comfortable, and you can close your eyes or just have a relaxed, comfortable sort of, keep your eyes open if you want, and just focus on your breath. And when you breathe in, stretch up your spine. And as you breathe out, release any tension in your body. Try to get this into your body. Release any tension as you breathe out in your body. So in, stretch up, stretch the spine like a a piece of string is coming out of the top of your head, and you're lifting it. And then you release, you breathe out, and you release any tension in your body. And then notice how that feels in your body. Where are you feeling it in your body? It could be your breathing, your breath is in your solar plexus, your diaphragm. It could be in your chest. It could be in your nose. But focus on the place that you're breathing. You feel you're breathing in your body. So you're embodying your breathing. And then in terms of mindfulness, we know that thoughts will pop in all the time to distract you from the breathing. Again, I'm sure you all know this. You just simply notice them. Notice your thoughts coming in. You don't judge them. You just notice them. And as they come in, you just gently bring your attention back to your breath and the place in your body that you feel it. And you're just creating a little bit of distance from those thoughts, between those thoughts and your breath. So just sit with that mindfulness state for a moment, focusing on your breath. And bringing your attention back to your breath each time a thought comes into your head. And staying in that mindfulness, relaxed state, I'll read you this poem. It's called Advice from a Tree. Dear friend, stand tall and proud. Sink your roots deeply into the earth. Reflect the light of a greater source. Think long term. Go out on a limb. Remember your place among all living beings. Embrace with joy the changing seasons, for each yields its own abundance, the energy and birth of spring, the growth and contentment of summer, the wisdom to let go of leaves in the fall, the rest and quiet renewal of winter. Feel the wind and the sun and delight in their presence. Look up at the moon that shines down upon you and the mystery of the stars at night. Seek nourishment from the good things in life, from simple pleasures, earth, fresh air, light. Be content with your natural beauty. Drink plenty of water. Let your limbs sway and dance in the breezes. Be flexible. Remember your roots and enjoy the view. So that's advice from a tree. So when you're ready, just slowly open your eyes and welcome back. And thank you very much.
Magical. Thank you so much, Michael. That was gorgeous.
You're welcome.
My favorite trees are the weeping willow. I don't know why, but I've always felt such a magical connection with the willow. That was lovely. Thank you. So as we close this session, I want to just remind you of a couple of things. And that is about segment intending. Whenever we do something new, to hold the intention for whatever it is that we're doing. And then when we finish that activity, to hold a new intention for the next thing, and to live with that kind of consciousness of segment intending, and also to stop complaining, because we're sending out sort of negative energy when we complain. And if we can give that up and notice when we're complaining, it can be really powerful and life-changing if we can stop complaining. At the moment, I'm sort of battling with my partner because I'm hearing him complaining, and I'm thinking, stop complaining, which is a complaint in itself. So that's the challenge that I'm facing. And the other thing is to remember how powerful we are. We can visualize, we can think, and each of our words and each of our thoughts are powerful. We're master manifestors. So let's close this session with thinking of two things, and I want you to say them out loud one by one. And one is something that you're grateful for, and the other thing is a power word. Okay, a word that signifies a feeling or an intention or an energy that you would like to connect with. I'll go first, and just before I do, I'm just going to share something from one of my favorite books. You can't see it, but it's The Game of Life and How to Play It, Florence Scovel Shinn, written in 1920s, something like that. She used to teach physics in New York, and it's literally one line. My way, not your way, is the command of infinite intelligence. My way, not your way. Meaning, as we surrender and let the infinite intelligence make the decision through us, we don't have to struggle, right? So when we're faced with a difficult decision, just let it go and the answer will come to us. Okay, so power words and intention. I'm going to borrow from Giian Carlo, and my word is transcendental. And I'm grateful for color and the multitudinous dimensions that it holds. Bonnie.
I'm receiving wisdom and I'm growing in love.
Beautiful. Thank you. Anna, Pavlakis.
Two words: expansion and connection. And I am grateful for this connection with all of you and all of the new connections that I'm making recently after 7 months of being a hermit.
Right, thank you. It's good to see you smiling. Aldert.
My power word for today is gratefulness. And yeah, just the fact that we have each other and that we can connect with each other.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Michael.
My power word is resilience. And I'm grateful for my dog, Ben, who woke up when Kehli was speaking and he's fallen asleep again. So
Beautiful. Dream world. Nice.
He's a Springer Spaniel. Gorgeous.
Lovely. Thank you. And Kehli?
The word that comes to me is interconnection, and again, deep gratitude. Deep gratitude. That's what comes. So,
thank you so much for your beautiful, loving energy and for everything that you do. Thank you. Morag.
My power is transformation. And today I'm really grateful for my cozy little house because it's freezing cold here in England. So yes, I'm grateful I have a cozy little house to be in.
That's gorgeous. Thank you. And I really wanted you to share today, and I know that you were here in a different capacity, but please feel invited to do a share whenever you would like to on Sacred Segments. Just let me know, and that goes for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and everyone here.
Chiron.
Love and connection, and I am grateful for this connection. I'm grateful for connection with human beings, which doesn't happen too often.
So important. Yeah, thank you. Great to have you here. Thank you. DJ.
I would say I will go for two power words that I have, and then what I'm grateful for. It's love and faith, and I'm grateful that I'm still surviving, and I still have the loved ones around me, includes you guys, and that I'm never alone.
You look fantastic. It's great to see you.
Thank you. So are you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Giian Carlo. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Here I am.
Yes.
Well, what comes to my mind is feeling blessed. Every single thing in life is a blessing, from the smallest things to the greatest things. And just simply breathing, eating, waking up in the morning, feeling tired, falling asleep, and knowing that tomorrow is another day is indeed a beautiful blessing, as this moment as well, which is indeed a blessing.
That's gorgeous. Thank you. And I just want to thank Jasper for the gift of listening, who is there, but is in the silence. And thank you, everyone, for your beautiful presence tonight. And I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks. And lots of love. See you soon. Have a beautiful evening, rest of the day. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
bye. Thank you.